104.7 The Cave. Mike, the intern, in the studio with Stephanie this morning, my new co-host for this edition of Online Reviews. In the past, I would always put Megan on the spot, but now it's time for Stephanie to be on the spot. And the way this works is I give her reviews that she's never seen before. She tries to read them best she can, and we go from there. As always, the lawyers would like me to tell you these are not our views as a company or station, merely reviews that I've pulled off the internet and made Stephanie read them. Today, we are going to do another edition of funny online reviews about movies. So, Stephanie, boom, shakalaka laka.
All right. Les Miserables.
No, Les Miserables.
Review by Sam Richardson. Went to the movies with the wife. We saw this obscure movie I had never heard of, some French foreign film. They must have been giving away free tickets because the lines were out the door. Anyway, the movie starts and Wolverine is singing his guts out. Then Catwoman starts crying and singing, and it's all very moving. The only problem was the girl next to me, who had apparently read the book or something, starts singing along. It was very distracting. So Wolverine is on the run from the Gladiator because Catwoman had a baby at Borat's house, but now she wants Wolverine to care for her. Time skip, a bunch of kids get shot, and in the end everyone dies. 4 stars.
So the next one on that list, Sunshine on the bottom.
So, spoiler alert, the sun is going out and the people on the spaceship are going to restart it and save the Earth. They have a lot of challenges to overcome, like in any movie, and then they overcome them. But here's the thing about the movie that you won't believe. No one ever looks really serious and says, "It's daylight savings time." Not one character, no one says, "It's daylight savings time" in the entire movie. I know you don't think it's possible, but if you watch it, you'll feel like you wasted 4 hours of your life. Time moves slower when you're waiting for someone to deliver an amazing line. What were the writers thinking?
You seem like the type of person that would add that into the script.
I think so, yeah.
Does it make sense? It's daylight savings time.
Yes.
So we'll get to part 2 of online reviews on the way next on 104.7 The Cave. 104.7 The Cave. Mike, the intern, in the studio with Steph this morning. Another edition of online reviews. As always, she never knows what we're going to talk about. I just dump all the stuff on her and try and make her laugh. This one is a little bit harder than Megan because Megan laughed at everything. And Steph is kind of, I don't want to say stone cold. She's got a good sense of humor, but it's hard to penetrate that wall. You can respond. You don't have to stare at me.
Oh. I mean, I have a good sense of humor, so...
What is that? What was that movie? It's like people who say they have a good sense of humor don't have a good sense of humor. You have to prove it. What was that movie? God, I can't remember. Anyway, that's what we're talking about today. Movie reviews. And did you ever see the movie Twilight?
Yes, I love Twilight.
That's great. This guy hated it.
Oh.
So tell me what he had to say about it.
All right. So he said, "I don't know how you go from Bella, Edward, and Jacob to a bunch of old people trying to solve a murder mystery, but the people who made this movie completely missed the point of Stephenie Meyer's novel. I was excited to see Reese Witherspoon. I thought she might make a tasty vampire treat, but after walking around naked, she pretty much vanished. Next time, fewer old people and more vampires and werewolves, please." I didn't even see Reese Witherspoon in this movie.
I don't think she was in that movie at all. So what's the next one?
All right, so The Never Ending Story.
You ever see that?
No, I haven't.
I think it's before your time. It was an 80s kid.
Okay,
Yeah,
I'm a 90s.
Anyway.
All right, so this movie is complete trash. First off, it ends. How can a never-ending story end? People aren't stupid, you know. A movie can't claim to go on forever and then come to a conclusion. Second, what does Bastion yell out the window at the end? I know it's supposed to be the name he gives to the childlike empress, but what is it? For all the times I've watched it, I still can't understand what he's yelling. What pisses me off the most about the scene is that the people who closed captioned it for television and video couldn't even understand it. I mean, for crying out loud, isn't it a kind of necessary to understand what name he gives her? Did the people who made the movie just decide, well, we can't think of a name for the childlike empress, so why don't we just have him scream incomprehensibly. Wow, that's a big word.
All right, finally, you I don't know if you remember the movie Bulletproof Monk. I don't remember it, but this person sure did.
All right, Bulletproof Monk. I'm not familiar with the Bulletproof Monk comic book that sparked this movie, but this is because I have known the soft caress of a woman and am thus excluded from the target demographic.
We'll get to part 3 on the way next on 104.7 The Cave. 104.7 The Cave. Mike and Stephanie in the studio this morning. It's online reviews. As always, the lawyers would like me to stress to you, these are not our views as a station or company, merely reviews I've lifted off the internet. And today we're doing another edition of movie reviews. We've heard about Twilight. We've heard about Bulletproof Monk. Now we are going to hear about 2001: A Space Odyssey. Somebody asked Siri what 2001: A Space Odyssey was about. Stephanie, what did they say?
They said it's about an assistant named Hal, who tries to make contact with a higher intelligence. These two guys get in the way and mess it all up.
Yeah.
That's perfect.
Now, there's a string of these that are, if you watch the movie backwards. The first one is Jaws.
If you watch the movie Jaws backwards, it's about a shark that keeps throwing up people until they have to open a beach.
All right, Godzilla and then Reservoir Dogs.
If you watch Godzilla backwards, it's about a giant lizard who helps rebuild a half-burnt downtown city, then moonwalks back into the ocean. If you watch Reservoir Dogs backwards, it's about a bunch of zombies who like to give away jewelry and then talk about it while drinking coffee.
Okay, finally. What was that movie? Jiggly? Jiggly? It was Jennifer Lopez and Ben Affleck. You remember that movie? Jiggly? Jiggly? I can't remember. I never saw it.
I don't think I've seen it.
Yeah, well, I don't think you're alone in that. Anyway, what did this person have to say about it?
Famous philosophers Bell, Biv, and DeVoe once stated, "Never trust a big butt and a smile." I should have listened to them. This movie is indeed poison. 1 star.
Stephanie, thank you.